some more analysis on this story, and David Otto, the director at the Geneva Center for Africa Security and Strategic Studies, joins us now live from Abuja. Welcome to the program. What do you read into this, and what are your concerns about the capital of Ethiopia's northern Tigray region being hit by an airstrike?
Typically, what normally happens when there is a truce of this nature, and that is followed by an airstrike, it does demonstrate that level of both sides being on daggers drawn. And this is clearly an element of mistrust. And perhaps the Ethiopian Defense Forces that is accused by the tyrant that they carried out this attack may be under the impression that the truce that has been called, or the ceasefire that has been called by the Children Liberation Defense Forces, is as a result of some sort of a rearming process or some sort of a repositioning of their forces. Therefore, that high level of mistrust, is further demonstrated by this airstrike, and both sides, are accusing each other of orchestrating this attack. But again, it's one of the DNAs of this crisis that, there is no trust.
Starting just after midnight last night, Azerbaijan launched a major attack against Armenia and began shelling the southern Armenian towns and villages of Goris, Jermuk, Kapan, Vartanis and Sotk, using high-caliber firearms, artillery and drones. By 3 a.m, Defense Ministry spokesperson Aram Torosyan said Azerbaijan had been preparing for an attack over the past few days, as evidenced by the spread of misinformation on a daily basis. Torosyan added that the Armenian side has suffered casualties, but did not provide an exact figure. As of 8 a.m, the situation remained unchanged, with Azerbaijan continuing to use artillery, mortars and drones in the direction of numerous Armenian towns, including Vartanis, Sotk, Artanish, Ishkhanasar, Goris and Kapan, targeting both military and civilian targets in an attempt to advance their positions. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan held telephone conversations with Russian President Vladimir Putin, US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and French President Emmanuel Macron. During his conversation with Putin, Pashinyan announced that in connection with the ongoing attacks, Armenia will invoke a treaty of friendship, cooperation and mutual assistance with Russia, as well as apply to the Russian-led Collective Security Treaty Organization and to the United Nations Security Council for assistance. Meanwhile, Blinken expressed deep concern regarding the situation and expressed readiness to undertake efforts to stabilize the situation. The US State Department also updated its Armenia travel advisory on Monday, warning its citizens not to travel to Nagorno-Karabakh and surrounding territories due to recent hostilities. In a statement referring to today's escalation on Armenia's eastern border, Azerbaijan's defense ministry denied the attack and emphasized the presence of the Armenian Defense Army in Artsakh. The presence of personnel and equipment of the Armenian Armed Forces in Karabakh, which is an economic zone of Azerbaijan, continues to this day. The Azerbaijani army, in response to the provocation of Armenia, implements local countermeasures and neutralizes the firing points, the statement read. As fighting continued to intensify along the Armenia-Azerbaijan border, Armenian authorities reported that Azerbaijani units were attempting to advance their positions. Meanwhile, Karabakh authorities reported that the line of contact between Armenia and Azerbaijan remains quiet. The 44-day Karabakh war changed the situation on the ground, not only in Karabakh, but also on the entire border between Armenia and Azerbaijan. This is especially true in Armenia's southernmost Unique region, which since the war has a new border with Azerbaijan. While before the war there was roughly 120 kilometers between Armenia and Azerbaijan, today the Azerbaijani city of Zangilan is only 10 to 12 kilometers away from southeastern villages. With Azerbaijan so close, residents in the region are facing increasing security challenges on the border and on the roads.
Turkish drone used by Ethiopia killed 59 civilians sheltering in a school in Tigray. Report. Turkish Minute, February 9, 2022. The Washington Post has analyzed photos of shrapnel and satellite imagery and cross-referenced video to confirm that Ethiopia used a Turkish drone in January in an attack that killed at least 59 civilians sheltering in a school in Tigray, the Stockholm Center for Freedom reported, citing an analysis by the paper published on Monday. On January 7, a school was struck by a drone-delivered bomb, killing at least 59 people and gravely injuring dozens more, according to aid workers whose organizations worked at the camp for internally displaced people in Didbit, located in the northern Ethiopian region of Tigray. According to the Washington Post, more than 300 civilians have been killed by drone and air strikes since September, including more than 100 since the start of this year.
US concerned over Turkey's drone sales to conflict hit Ethiopia. Signs that Ethiopia government using drones against rebels. Washington has profound humanitarian concerns. Official. Ankara says it's urging negotiations in Ethiopia. US has clamped down on defense exports to Ethiopia. US sanctions on Turkey over sales a distant possibility. Turkish drones reportedly being constructed in Addis Ababa. According to Tigrayan sources, 10 drones supplied by Turkey are being built in Addis Ababa with the support of Turkish technicians. The weapons, which are said to be for both surveillance and tactical use, are being built at a training and intelligence center of the Information Network Security Agency or INSA. The Director General of INSA, Demeskunti Arunek, is reportedly in overall charge of the program, and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is said to visit the site frequently. The agency is said to be building a runway from which the drones can be launched, about 10 kilometers from the center of Addis. Drones in the Tigray War. There have been previous reports that drones were being used in the Tigray War, being flown from United Arab Emirates bases in Eritrea. This was discounted by the independent investigators, Bellingcat. Bellingcat concluded in November 2020 that, in sum, the claims made by the Tigray forces are not impossible, but so far they seem improbable. Satellite imagery confirms the presence of Chinese-produced drones at the United Arab Emirates' military base in Assab, but that is all it confirms. There is currently no further evidence that these same drones have been involved in operations in support of the Ethiopian Air Force, though there have been confirmed sightings of Ethiopian jet fighters in the conflict zone. But the current report is different, quoting first-hand accounts by people who have seen the drones currently under construction.
While the Israeli Harop and Orbiter 1K have already been deployed, Turkey too has supplied Azerbaijan with its Bayraktar TB2 drones. To give you a sense of their capabilities, these were previously used by Ankara in its military intervention in Libya. Experts believe that Turkey's enthusiastic support of Azerbaijan is part of President Erdogan's plan to expand Turkey's influence in the region. And these drones have exposed a certain weakness in the Armenian military position. Armenia and Azerbaijan have been fighting over Karabakh since Armenian separatists seized control of the mountainous province in the 1990s. The 1990s war left around 30,000 dead. And now it is evident that drones are helping to shape the battlefield in this war, and even offering us a glimpse of how future wars are likely to be fought. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
In a BBC report, Jonah went to Jebrail, which has fallen under Azerbaijani control. During the Second Karabakh War, footage emerged online of Azerbaijani soldiers desecrating the Church of the Holy Mother of God. The BBC team went to find the church, but instead found that the church has been leveled and destroyed. The full report is available on the BBC News website.
Իհարկե եկեղեցին նորից կվերանորոգվի կգործի մնում է որ մենք հաղթենք եւ հաղթելու ենք